Who doesn't love the original Toa Mata? They're so iconic and they're so frickin' cool. But what if they could be built better? You bet your sweet bippy they can be built better. We have a builder who's called Ta Lego Photography, or Tail for short, and they've revamped every single Toa Mata, and dude, they look so good. In this video, let's take a closer look at each and every one and examine some of the great techniques, the clever part usage, and also, we'll just take a step back and marvel at these insane revamps. They capture the original style of the sets in a brilliant way. And at the end of the video, got a nice surprise mock for you as well. So stay tuned and get ready for that. You ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. We'll start off with what was actually my very first Bionicle set, Gully. You know, there's an aesthetic to all of these Toa designs that I love so much. We can see lots of wires and beams and pistons on her waist, as well as on her arms and feet. And the original Toa Mata sets, they had a similar look to this. You can certainly see it present on the torso, but it's also on areas like the limbs and other parts of the body. You know, I always enjoy seeing this aesthetic on any Bionicle creation, even ones that aren't revamps of the Toa Mata, because that very piston-focused design, that very robotic look, it captures the magic of Bionicle. It's the same aesthetic as the OG Bionicle. At least, that's how I see it. The little flower on Gully's head, that's super cute. This little accent of color, I think it helps everything pop just that little bit more. Yeah, plus it reminds me of the city that Gully is the protector of, Goro. Perhaps she keeps it with her to remind herself of her people and her home when she's off on missions. Also, this little bag she's holding with plants inside. I like that. Obviously, this is not Lego in any way, but hey, it fits. Sometimes a little bit of non-Lego is not so bad. Now, there's a somewhat subtle change to these hook weapons. They appear to attach onto her wrists, and then we have these small little blue 1x1 plates and a few other parts that are most likely her hands. That's kind of fun. I enjoy that. Yeah, because the original set just has her hooks being her hands, which is nice and all, but I don't know how you're going to pick stuff up. So this is a little more practical. Mate, I think this is just an incredible mix of the classic set alongside an updated modern art style. It's exceptional. Over to Tails' version of Kopaka. And heck yes, he included the rope that has the Krana attached onto it. I love it! Yeah, this of course is a callback to the iconic image that you're seeing here that appeared in a lot of the early marketing for the Borok sets. Yeah, I remember seeing this art as a child and thinking it was the coolest thing in the world. You're like, oh man, Kopaka's defeated all these Borok and he's collecting the Krana as trophies? Seeing this image, it made me want to buy the Borok sets and try and recreate this look myself using string or whatever. Now, let's break down some of these lovely greebles and details and pistons and things that we've been talking about. How are they made? Check out the center of the waist. Using these smaller bar pieces and these clips, they allow you to attach the bars at a bit of an angle. Yeah, brilliant use of system elements. Also, this arm design. It starts off fairly thin and then it gets a little bit thicker as it moves into this wheel piece. Yet changing up the thickness and the size of the arm, but only a little bit, very subtly. It keeps things very visually interesting. Yeah, this whole mock does a great job of recreating that original set using a lot of different system pieces. Love your work. Up next, the brilliant Onua. Now they've given him longer arms and some shorter legs, which is different to the official set. But you know what? I like this new look. It makes him feel and look different to his other companions. You don't want these designs to become a little bit too repetitive and similar. While this isn't the way that the set looked, I appreciate this change on the revamp. It makes it stand out. And we all like stuff that stands out. Plus, I don't know, there's something about this look that reminds me of moles or some other type of underground creature that likes to tunnel around. Although now that I think about it, I think moles don't really have long arms. Whatever, it looks cool. Actually, on that, I'm enjoying the subtle differences that each Toa has. Like the feet, for example. The original sets, they all share the same foot element, but in a different color, of course. Now, these designs, they keep the same rough shape of that original foot piece, but they achieve that with very different pieces. Yeah, like Kopaka's, for example, it has this cow horn piece on the top. Onua's uses a candlestick and these bar clip pieces. Kopaka has a few more studs exposed, but Onua's foot is a lot more smooth and stylish. But they both still look a lot like Mata feet. Yeah, as we continue with this episode, keep looking at some of these subtle differences that the rest of the Toa have, because it's truly exceptional. Tail has captured the exact same look of existing LEGO pieces that came on these OG sets, but they managed to do it in totally different ways, using totally different pieces each time. The ability to copy the exact same piece, using other individual pieces, but do it 6 different times? I can't even wrap my head around that. That is some real skill. And mate, what a smart idea to give Onoa some little pouches with crystals inside them. You know Onoa, he's the Toa of Earth. He spends a lot of his time in the mines, mining, so it just makes sense that he'd have little pouches to hold things. Hey, if you're building a random Toa of Earth, or any Toa character, give them pouches, give them little accessories, give them cute things that they hold on their waist. This is fun. Oh, and then it's my boy Liwa, probably my favorite of the Toa Mata. Yeah, the choice to give him this, I suppose it's like bark armor on the hand? How fun! It's a great way to tie this design back to the forest and trees that he often explores and lives in. I like seeing things tied back to the backstory and the world of Bionicle. That's what makes a mock good. One of many things, but you know, I like it. This whole design of this dude is brilliant. Let's take a closer look at some of the clever part usage that's packed into this bad boy. I love how Liwa has a few extra wires on the torso, whereas some of the other ones, they didn't have that. But these wires, they use some of the LEGO rope pieces, and they kind of hang a little bit more. Now, maybe I'm overthinking this, but to me, this droopy look of the wires, it reminds me of vines or other hanging plants. And maybe that was deliberate, putting these pieces in so that things tie back to the jungle connections that this character has. That's smart. And down here, the base of the waist. See how it uses some of these green life preserver pieces to armor up the waist, but also allowing room for an axle to feed through the middle there, through that hole, so that the leg can actually connect onto the torso. That is genius. What a smart way to use that piece. If you're curious, these come in various different Christmas-themed sets. They're often used as wreaths. Oh yeah, and each Toa Mata revamp here, they use this piece for the gear on the back. To my knowledge, the gear doesn't serve any purpose, it's just there to look pretty. But you know, that's a nice callback to the original set. Now, if you want to buy one of these light bluish grey pieces here, they come on a Star Wars set like this ATST. It's kind of tucked away a little bit, but it's on this leg design. But they appear in a few other sets too. Oh, and how good are these dish elements making up the structure of the middle of the torso? Repeating them like that, that looks crazy good. Now this is another brilliant take on an amazing character. I love Liwa. Oh, and then it's Patu. Dude, I love this version of him. Making him a little bit more muscular, with bulkier legs, bigger arms, it's great. And you know, it certainly makes the original set look a little bit more on the scrawny side. Nothing wrong with that, of course. But still, this upgrade feels very fitting. Because hey, you know, Patu, he's a very athletic dude, running around a lot. Whenever he attacks, he's normally kicking. So him being built a little bit more like an athlete just kind of makes sense. Great idea to give him some of these tan system curved slope pieces to give him that classic foot weapon, much like the original set had. I like the way that these flare up a little bit more. The original set, they didn't flare up that much. But see, this is cool, because I can imagine him doing all sorts of kind of interesting attacks, like hooking into enemies or just straight up stabbing them with his feet, which is sick. Zooming in a tad, there's some clever part use once again. Look at this arm design, using the torso pieces from the Star Wars battle droids. I like the way that they've attached some of these hollow grey studs onto the bars of the battle droid torso. It details things up a little bit, and it keeps those grey highlights consistent across the entire character. Also, the use of some of these brown handlebar pieces, that looks great on the waist. There's just some wonderful greebled aesthetics all over this mock. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? And now for Mr. Bionicle himself, it's Tahu. But don't forget, we got one more surprise right after this one. A surprise mock, ho-ho! But, Tahu. They certainly captured all of Tahu's heroic and brave nature in this revamp. It looks just like the real guy. I do quite like some of these newer additions of dark bluish grey throughout the whole design. It's a very nice colour to add in, and I don't know, it doesn't really disturb the original classic look that he has. You'd think that introducing a new colour would do that, but nah. There's one, ooh, I almost swore. There's one frickin' amazing detail on the sword here. Adding in a welder's torch to the base of the arm so that it looks like that's what ignites the fire. Oh, so clever. Honestly, so much of this mock is really, really clever. There's a ton of great part usage going on here. For example, take a look at this strange piece on the torso. It's got a kind of greebled texture to it and a stud. What is that? Well, this is an accessory that comes on the Mtron Spaceman figure that we saw fairly recently in the space-themed collectible minifigure series. It's this cool but odd part, because it attaches onto the hand, the red bit, but then stemming out of it is a black rubber kind of hose thing. I really like this piece and I really love this figure. I think I own 5 of them. He's so cool. So yeah, integrating this brand new piece into the torso design was a stroke of genius. Because, you know, it looks good from the front, you get some nice greebled details, but then you can get these black rubber pieces and flow them into Tahu's back. How nice is that? Also, do you see this weird looking piece here on Tahu's knees? What are these? Well, they're actually Friends life jackets. Yeah, like the ones you can see on this mini doll right here. I can honestly say I've never seen this piece being used in any mock ever. And dude, what a clever way of using it. LEGO Friends is a treasure trove of cool colors and odd pieces like this. Buy some Friends sets. They're good sets. Mate, Tahu has never looked better. All right, it's time. What is that surprise mock? Well, it's your boy Takanuva, built in the exact same style. Now, but remember, Takanuva was built to look a little bit more like the Toa Nuva. He's not, technically speaking, a Toa Mata. You know, his limbs look different, he has more armor on the torso, but don't worry, because Tail has accounted for that, and he's managed to recreate this look perfectly. We still got tons of light bluish grey greebles and pistons poking out everywhere, but there's way more white curved slopes and other smooth looking LEGO pieces thrown in. That kind of balances things out and makes it look more, well, like he should, like the original set does. I really love these pistons here that are built into the back of the lower legs. It uses similar pieces to what we've discussed before. But yeah, placing them here, it's a bit different, but it looks good. Man, this manages to capture all of Takanuva's signature coolness and edginess. How good is this? And I like that they've kept his spear weapon relatively undisturbed. They've added a few extra little details here and there, but it's close enough to the OG, and I like that. There you have it, revamps of all of the Toa Mata and Takanuva as well. So many brilliant designs and a lot of clever part usage. These were just such a treat to see. So hey, if you liked looking at the work that Tail made, check the links in the description. I'll have links to his social media right there. Go and check his other stuff out, give him a like and give him a follow. Because if these mocks are cool, you know all of his other stuff is going to be as well. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Love you tons. Happy building, and bye for now.